Hey there YouTube, Extreme Trains here. So, finally, after 3.5 weeks in the post, I have received my order of some Japanese Tomas stuff, and the first thing is something which people have been asking me for since I did the original 3 Diapet reviews, and that is the Diapet Hiro. As you can see, he's in front of me. So, I'm going to stop talking, and we're going to get into this review. Let's do it. So, Hiro has a huge box, as you would expect, as I kind of anticipated. He's a really, really big engine. So, that's what you get on the front there. This is a bit where you can see through his face on the side. Come around to the back. Because he's got the bigger box, you can have the photo of Hiro right there. Some text, I don't know what that says. Him coupling up to Thomas. There you can see Hiro talked about, spinning wheels. You can see the other engines that are available in this range. Get a little photo of him on the end, and the blah blah on the back. The back has all the current engines, including Bertie, who I also have, who I will review very shortly, very soon. And that's pretty much it for the box. So, okay, so here is Hiro, and as you can see, he's pretty big. I can't even fit him all in the frame. You can see that's kind of what he looks like in his totality. I'm going to uncouple his tender. Uses the same clipping mechanism as all the other engines, just so we can look at his body first. So the first thing I want to do is the face. And as with the other engines, this is a really good Hiro face. Yep, it's really, really good. I'm really, really happy with it. As you can see, just captures his expression really, really nicely. Yes, that's very good. In terms of other details on the front, we've got painted buffers. We've got this, which I think is maybe meant to be some kind of, he's like Japanese coupling or something. I'm not sure what's going on there. That detail looks weird to me. I'm not exactly sure what it's meant to be. He does have his big gold lamp on top, which is nice. Coming around to the side, you can see he's got the all-important nameplate there on the side of his smoke deflectors. He's got the cylinder boxes with a little, that detailing on it, which I know is a thing. You've got the front wheels, which are solid, which I believe is correct to the prototype and / the model. He's got detailing along here and along the boiler, which is really nice. Really good to see that they've just very clean lines, as with James. This stuff in here is nice. This is printed on a plastic piece. It doesn't actually move. When you move him, it's a bit hard to do because all of the wheels are not turning, so they're kind of getting a bit out of sync. You can see the only part that moves is this block pit here. And he just has one single connecting rod. I'm just going to try and show that from the side. You can see he's got a long connecting rod that connects all his driving wheels, plus one that connects. So it's not quite as complicated as it is in the show, but it definitely is a lot more accurate than pretty much any toy I think I've ever seen of Hiro. So that's still something which should be celebrated, should be really happy about. He's got this detailing here, all these little doohicks in here. Again, these are kind of like half 3D. Like there's a flat piece that's got a little bit of relief on them that this is then printed over the top. Again, you've got that wheel detail there of the little trailing wheel. Cab detailing on the top. For some reason the top of his cab isn't printed. As with all these engines, nothing on the back. Coming out to the side, you get the same thing. What's interesting about Hiro is although he has the connected driving rods, he doesn't have any of the connection rods inside. Which I think is really, really interesting, considering James had them, and Percy had them, even though... James had them even though Percy didn't have them. But James had them even though I don't believe James had those internal connecting rods in real life. Although maybe I'm incorrect in saying that. Now I think about it, I'm definitely incorrect in saying that. Ignore me. Never mind. Very prototypical. In fact, that just makes me even more impressed. My only concern again is that you can see the big plastic clear bit really just means the clearance of this engine is quite small, which I think is a bit silly. They could have cut down the depth of this to about here, for example, taken a couple millimeters off, and it would have meant that he could run on some rougher surfaces more easily. Speaking of how he runs, as I kind of showed at the start of this video, that's what it looks like. It does look really nice having those having the moving pistons on a steam engine. It's just one of those things, it's what you want. It makes them really interesting to look at. Very nice. Now we come to the tender. And I think the first thing that jumps out to me is that it's not misassembled. The photos show it this way. His tender is reset back. As you can see, there's a little bit board here, which makes sense because this is where the driver and fireman, for example, would stand. However, the wheels aren't. So the front part of his thing doesn't line up with the front of his tender, and I think it should, or at least it looks funny that it doesn't. Like, it should be like this, where the tender overhangs the wheels, not the wheels overhanging the tender. So that's a little bit unfortunate, because it does mean it looks a bit funny. But that said, nice. You get a little coal feeder, really, really good. Coal detailing on the top there is nice to see. Again, you've got the gold lamp, buffers on the back, black paint, and as you would have seen, the printing on the side here, plus in the running board. And again, we've got the same situation where there's that clear bit, which I think is a bit silly, but you do have the wheels, and you have the right number of wheels at least on the tender. Again, I think it's just funny that this connects that way. It doesn't look as bad, however, when you actually couple them together, as I'll do in a second. Yes, when he's all coupled up, it doesn't bother me as much. It's a bit unfortunate that all of this here is filled in. It would be nice if that was cut out so you could see underneath it, which is obviously going to be more accurate to what he actually looks like, rather than having this all covered up with no airspace in there. But you know, it is what it is. But yes, when he's all coupled together, it does look very, very impressive. So I'm going to grab out the other Diapet engines. I'm struggling to fit them all in the shot, but as you can see, Hiro is huge. Thomas and Percy can come here and we'll couple them up just for the sake of some comparison. And you can see that if we couple them up like this, Thomas and Percy, buffer to buffer, are still quite a lot shorter than all of Hiro is. And that, I think, is quite prototypical, is my understanding. They are not meant to be anywhere near the size of him. He's going to be a far larger engine. So I actually think that this scale looks a lot better, I think, than the James scale. I still think his face is like scary big, and I'll try and show that now. Apologies for the camera movement. It's just very awkward because I don't have enough space because he's so long. But I can keep talking while we do this. As you can see, if I bring them all in like this, the faces are all the same distance from the camera. You can see that Hiro's face is huge compared to Thomas and Percy. However, as I have now found out, James is weirdly scaled in the CGI series, and I have gone back and had a look at quite a lot of photos, and that is correct. If we compare him to James, all together, they actually look quite good. Like, I think Hiro being so big kind of makes sense. Or at least it makes the weirdness in scale that goes on make a lot more sense. As you can see there, like that. All the engines lined up look really good. If I, once again, apologies for the moving out of the camera, try and show you just how big these guys really are. We come down to the top view. You can see there's my little tripod on the side. And there you go. He's just huge. What a huge engine. Yep, so that's that. That's compared to the other Diapet engines. Alright, that's it for my review of the Diapet Hiro. What do I think? Again, I really like all of these Diapet engines, and I think this Hiro is good. The piston detailing is good. All of the details, apart from that weird thing going on with the alignment of the tender, is really good. His sizing, I think, makes far more sense than James's, and also, actually, quite interestingly, makes James look not so crazy big, because he just absolutely dwarfs all the other engines, which is accurate for the show. Maybe, again, he's a little bit long, possibly, but also, you know, possibly not. So that would be something if people want to do the same kind of investigative work they did for the James review and get me some of those photos and comparisons if they exist, I would love to see them. But I think also Hiro, again, being such a big engine anyway, it doesn't matter if he's a little bit too big. Yeah, so that's Hiro. I really enjoyed reviewing him and getting him here. I actually picked this up from Hobby Link Japan, which is another store which sells these engines. And I believe they have all of them in stock at the moment. A lot of people asking where I got them from. That is where I got them from. Now, the question you need to really think about is the price. How much did I pay for this guy? So I paid 35-ish Australian dollars for this, not including shipping, and I did get him shipped with a couple of other things. So yes, this Hiro was $35, which is actually cheaper than what I got the other engines for, which is why I have used a different store to buy them from. And yes, I think for $30, this is a really, really nice toy. It's also a really, really nice model. And if you're a Thomas fan, if you're a Hiro Clan fan, absolutely you should pick this one up. It's really, really nice. All these ones are really, really nice. And again, they all look really, really good together. So, in other words, this is a pretty good model. Is it perfect? No. Is it the closest to perfect we've ever got from a Hiro? Absolutely it is. And on that note, obviously let me know what you think about this engine. If you've got those size comparisons, I'd love to see them. But otherwise, thanks for watching. That's all I've got time for. This is Extreme Trains.